And so they were like, all right, so, well, can we see your phone now? And so she took him to the car and she got her phone. And then they all went back into the interview room. But now she kind of seemed like nervous. You know what I'm saying? So her demeanor changed and she started getting all nervous or whatever. And the detectives noticed that her hands were shaking. She tried to turn on her phone and her hands were shaking really badly. And, you know, she's going through her phone, but then Wiebert was like, no, it's okay. You unlocked it. So, can you just hand it to me? You know what I'm saying? Because maybe she was trying to go in there like, let me find his number, and she was going to try to hurry up and delete the shit. You know what I'm saying? So
Oh,
he
that's
saw it
my move.
unlocked.
That's me. I invented that. I mean, I would have done exactly that. I'm telling you right now, officers of the law, if you ever incriminate me for any reason, I'll give you that freebie right there. I'm not giving you nothing else, but you got the freebie. That's it.
Wow.
Would probably have done that.
Yeah. So, you know, he asked her to hand the phone to him. So as they went through her phone, they noticed that one of the speed dials belonged to Timothy. So, I mean, it was a possibility. So there's a speed dial for him. And when they noticed that, around that time, Larissa's all being fidgety and nervous, and she asked for water and everything like that. And so the detectives was like, sure, we'll go get you some water. So they both left. But when they left, you know, you're always on camera. So they're always, you know, they were looking at her after they left the room. And she started going through her phone. You know, they saw that she was, you know, trying to get her messages or whatever. So I want to say this because I forgot to say this. When they initially interviewed her, she actually wasn't charged because there was no evidence. So even though her husband was missing, she took her son, Tyler, and they went to Disney World. So it was a planned vacation, but your husband's missing. And she was like, he'll turn up sometime. And they went to Disney World. And then after Disney World, they went to Missouri. And then after that is when the cops told her, you know, come on back. And that's when she came back. And this is where we are now. So I apologize. I missed that. Anyway, so fast forward to where we are now. They left the room and she's going through her messages. So when Wiebert returned, Larissa said, okay, yeah, I found Timothy's phone number under Tyler's name, and it was accidentally deleted, what? That doesn't even make sense. You
No.
put your ex-husband's phone number under your son's name and then deleted it? Like, that doesn't even make sense. She also said she did admit that she made the call to Timothy's house that night at 2:02 a.m. And she said she called just because she wanted to make sure that he would be there to pick up their son. And, you know, just making sure you're not going to be late. There's not going to be any issues. You're not going to come in here looking to see if I have dudes in my house. And she was also afraid that he wouldn't, you know, bring Tyler back, which that's not his personality at all. So all that doesn't make sense. She said, you know, I'm sorry. I should have told y'all, you know, about that when I first came in here. When y'all first asked me about it, I really should have told y'all about that. I did make a mistake not telling y'all about that. But I swear I did not lie about anything else. That's what she said.
Or I do declare.
So in the meantime, while they're interviewing her, little does she know, they're also interviewing one of her coworkers. Guess who? James Fragone. Yep, they interviewed him too. And he was like, you know what? I'm not getting in trouble for that woman. I tell you everything. I tell you, I sing like a bird. I tell you everything that happened. So James Fragone told them everything. He revealed that they were responsible for Timothy's disappearance. He said, I don't know what that woman told you, but I'm going to tell you right now. We went over to Mr. Timothy's house. That's right. We bashed him over the head and we took him and put him in a blue barrel. He told them everything. It was probably like they walked into the room. So the two detectives walked into the room and they were like, James Fragone? And he was like, oh God, I'm going to tell everything. We did it. We done did it. We killed that man. I was just going to ask you, would you like some water?
Yeah. They're going to have a barn raising over this one.
So he said, yeah, we're responsible. We killed him. We killed Timothy Good. And we made him disappear. So he said on the night of July 9th, 2003, him and Larissa told Timothy, just come on out. We just want to talk. Well, not we, just Larissa. I just want to talk to you. And then when he came out, they used chloroform and a stun gun. Like chloroform wasn't enough. They used chloroform and a stun gun to like immobilize him. Then they disposed. Now check this shit out. You ready? You sitting
Oh
down.
yeah.
You ready?
1, a 2, a 3. I am ready. Let's go
So
for it.
he is just unconscious. He is only unconscious. He's not dead. They took his unconscious body, and remember that 55-gallon blue barrel that was missing?
Mm-hmm.
They put his unconscious body in that barrel, and they used hydrochloric acid and poured it in there. He's unconscious. He's not dead. Poured it in there and tried to dissolve the body. Tried to.
Wow.
Can you imagine? He's not dead.
No, that's crazy. I mean, you could literally, you will, first of all, you're suffocating, you're drowning, you're being poisoned, you're burning, from the inside of your skin and the inside of your organs. You're withering, you can't catch your breath. I mean, you're stinging.
Dude.
You feel like there's needles. You feel like there's.
Dude.
That's
And I
heinous.
think
That's a heinous crime. Yes.
he's not that type of person, so I think Larissa kind of forced him into it because she's a forceful, controlling person. So she probably has people scared of her, and he's probably not that kind of person. That's why he broke down as soon as they came in the room.
Mm-hmm.
He needed to get that off his conscience. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, detectives Weibert and Kirkhard tried to go and find out where this barrel was, and two of Larissa's friends went to the police. Like, so while Weibert and Kirkhard were investigating this, trying to find out, can we get to the barrel? Where's the barrel? Blah, blah, blah. Two of Larissa's friends went to the police on July 14th and told them about the storage place. So that same evening, Kirkhard got a search warrant for the storage unit and for Larissa's house. And when he got that, they found the blue 55-gallon barrel, and they found Timothy's decomposing body in it. The way she put the body in there, like they just dumped him head down. So when they opened the barrel,
oh my
yes.
God. Well, I guess that's how you would put it in, but
I mean, I wouldn't even.
But you're not going to think feet first. You're just not going to think that. You're not gonna think feet first. You're gonna put head in first. Why? Because the rest of the body would probably kind of fit, like snuggle in, like all at once. I mean, think about it. Babies don't come out of a tight womb feet first. They're not supposed to. Do you see what I'm saying? Get that head in there first. The shoulders wiggle out, and it kind of slides. Probably too much trouble the other way. But my thing is, since he was still alive, now he's upside down on top of everything else that's happening to him. The blood's rushing to his face. It's crazy.
I mean, but so when they opened the barrel, they found him head down, floating in fluids that contained hydrochloric acid, and only this is disgusting. Only the lower half of his body was left.
Oh, it dissolved?
Yeah, the whole top half of his body dissolved away. So only like from the waist down was left.
Oh my God. Are you serious? Okay, repeat this one more time, Ky. Sorry, one more time. What part was left? Maybe the part that went in head first, because that went deeper into the solution.
The part that was in head first, so from the waist up, that was decomposed. That had eroded away, or whatever you want to call it.
Oh, I don't think it's the opposite. Okay.
No, because he was upside down, remember? So from the waist down was still there. And so at that point in time...
Yeah, that's exactly... Okay, got it. Oh, God, that's horrible. Yeah, I got it. Okay.
So from that point in time, they couldn't determine if Timothy was still alive when he was put inside the barrel.
Right.
But James had said he was only stunned. So according to his testimony, he was still alive. Larissa was arrested on July 16th, right? Like 2 days after they found all of this. And then her trial began on October 15th, 2007, which was like 4 years after she was charged.
That's a long time.
Yeah. So apparently during their trial, they found out that she had tried to get somebody else to kill him before. Like while she was talking all that crap, she had actually tried to get somebody else to kill him, And
Unsuccessfully.
that went south because they were like, no, nope, that's okay. But she was like, that's all right. I could do it myself. And, I'm a biochemist. Nobody's ever going to catch me. So, she was just really certain that she can do it and never be caught. So during the
Sucks.
trial, the prosecutors also showed and proved that Larissa had access to all the chemicals that were used in Timothy's murder. So, for
Mm-hmm.
instance, the chlorine was missing. Not the chlorine. The what do you call it? The why can't I think
The
of it?
solution that you just said, the chemical solution.
The chloroform. The
Yeah.
chloroform was missing. The 55 barrel gallon, which was at the workplace, they said it was missing. And, as a biochemist, she has access to hydrochloric acid and whatever else was in there. So it was easy to prove that she had access to all of this stuff. Now, James, and I guess because he was so forthcoming, he didn't testify in her trial. So Larissa, being the narcissist that she decided to take the witness stand herself. And Larissa said that she did not commit the crime. And she said that James Fagone was actually the one who killed her husband. This is what she said.
Right.
She said that she heard James say that Timothy got in an accident and that he was dead, but she did admit that she helped to move Timothy's body. She also stated, this is what she said, that the reason that there was a lot of chemicals at her lab was because she does wholesale cleaning of the of items at her lab. So she was like, "Yeah, I clean a bunch of stuff for other labs, so that's why there's all these chemicals here." And the jury was like, "Yeah, how about a big fat no?" So
Right.
yeah. So James Fagone, his trial was on November 2006, and he said that Larissa was a mastermind behind all of this, his disappearance, his murder, and everything like that. And the only reason he was an accessory was that Larissa had threatened to kill him. Like, you either help me or you gonna be next, and they ain't gonna find you, and they're not gonna charge me because I can make anybody disappear. So he said he did it because
Apparently.
she threatened to kill him. Again, remember, he had already confessed to the crime like soon as the investigator said hi. So, they had already seen or heard what had happened. So there's not much he could have changed up in his trial.
Right.
So what happened was during his trial, they actually played the video of him being interrogated by the police
Oh my
to the
God.
jurors. Yeah. So they were able to see that whole interrogation and hear everything that he said. And he said, and I quote, he held the barrel open for her. We put him in, and then we poured all the solution and put the lid on. So he said he did it. He said, I held the barrel open for her. And then, she's a woman. She couldn't lift it by herself. So we put him in together. And then
Oh.
we both poured all the solution in there. And then of course you can't leave it open like that. Come on, what barbarians do you think we are? So we put the lid on there.
Because we're what you call proper killers.
We're proper kin, yes,
Proper
yes.
killers. Mm-hmm.
So Larissa, in the end, Larissa was found guilty of first-degree murder for the death of Timothy Schuster. And this was 4 years after his murder. And then James Fagone was charged with first-degree murder as well as kidnapping. But he was acquitted of kidnapping because, yeah, I was gonna say, how come he was charged of kidnapping and she wasn't? That's hard.
I mean, they did the same deed. I
Yeah,
was thinking
same
the same
exact
thing.
thing. But anyway, he was charged of first-degree murder and kidnapping, but later was acquitted of the kidnapping, and he was just found guilty of first degree murder for the death of Timothy Schuster.
Mm-hmm.
Both Larissa Schuster and James Fagone were sentenced to life without the possibility of parole on May 16th, 2008. So currently, Larissa is 61 years old, and Timothy would have been 45 years old. So
Wow.
Larissa and James are still behind bars, and they're both from the time of this recording, they're still both alive and well in prison. And
Wow.
that is the story of Larissa Schuster and Timothy Schuster. So if you like that story, then by God, you're one damn sick son bitch.
Yeah, I agree. I agree now, partner.
Mm-hmm.
I
But although
I
you're
said
sick son bitch, you're our type of people, and I'm gonna ask